Welcome back in, everybody, to StoRm versus NAVI. StoRm off to a great start, but NAVI, in the end, they were just able to carry on going through, take it away from the side of StoRm. And unfortunately, that's just how the cookie crumbles. But NAVI, like I say, they're looking to go through with only one game dropped, just to cement their place in Division 1, look good doing it. StoRm, they will be mid-table, so no matter what happens here today, Harry, they won't be going out. Any thoughts on that first game before we get into second? How do StoRm need to draft into this one to be a little bit more effective?
That's a tough one, Rob, because I would say that was a pretty effective game from them, right? Because they're playing versus the favorites of the Division 2. They were doing well, having a pretty solid lead. They were getting kills left and right, and then in the end they lost. A lot of teams didn't get that start that they did. And here's the thing: if you draft so that you're going to be strong in the early mid game, they're going to crush you in the lanes. If you draft that you're strong in the lanes but have damage problems in the early mid game, they're going to crush you once the time comes. So I would argue that this is probably the best way to approach it. The only thing I would change is I would get one of the supports that does a lot of damage, right? So what did they have? They had the Spirit Breaker and an Undying. So get at least, like, instead of the Undying, get a Techies. It's not gonna be as strong of a lane as an Undying Morphling, but it's still gonna be strong, and when the time comes, you will be able to kill people. I think that's the only change in that draft that could make sense, but it is a question if you would be able to implement that change properly and still make a solid draft.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Techies isn't complete. Still a strong lane, depending on what you pair it with. The hero isn't completely out of the matter, even though it doesn't seem to be getting that first pick, first ban phase like it was. Undying seems to have come back, maybe taken its place. But yeah, I think I would have preferred to see maybe the Techies instead of the Undying coming into that game, because the Undying had some alright pressure on the Darkseer, but didn't really seem to do a whole lot coming into the rest of the fight. The Medusa Illusions just came out from the Manta style, and that Tombstone went bye-bye.
Yep, it was pretty easy to deal with the Tombstone overall. The Undying, his impact came from the laning stage. That's where it ended, and this is what I mean. Every other hero at least contributed somewhat. Enigma's carrying people, getting a black hole, even though the black holes weren't that great, they were still there, and stuff like that, you know. But the Undying out of the laning stage was a non-factor, and if you had a support maybe who would have been able to finish off some of the heroes that were surviving, like the Clockwork, like the Rubik, in those fights where you initiated and not being able to even kill the support early on, and you have a Reaper Scythe, then there's something missing in your lineup. And don't get me wrong, the lineups like this can work. The thing is that you need perfect communication, because the second something goes wrong, everything falls down. So and it's still Division 2, so there, even in Division 1, even at the major, there's gonna be small mistakes. Sometimes the team plays a perfect game. In Division 2, almost every game, if not every game in particular, there is gonna be a slight mistake that happens, and that will cost you the game in situations like this.
Yeah, and you've got to look at the teams that NAVI are going to be playing up against next. It's not even next tour, it's now next season. Well, I suppose regional qualifiers as well. They've got Virtus Pro, Hydra, One Move. They're probably going to be playing, well, depending on how the major goes as well, they might be playing up against either Team Spirit and Bet Boom, because Team Spirit and Bet Boom both aren't qualified to TI yet. So, well, with how Bet Boom looked in the Dream League, you know, they were looking like they were going to be able to push on at the major, maybe get them score themselves a whole lot of points, but it could still be looking at the rankings just to make sure I'm not making a fool out of myself, which I pretty much do every time I cast anyway. So,
it's your job.
Yeah, no, that's, I'm an entertainer, you know, just throw me the makeup now, I'll get that clown face going. Yeah, so Bet Boom on 760 points. Team Spirit and Nine Pandas still not in there as well. All three teams, Nine Pandas, Team Spirit, and Bet Boom, need to place in point scoring positions here coming into the major to get themselves through. And then you look at the regional qualifiers, only then will you be saying, oh, we're safe because we only have to play up against Virtus Pro. We only have to be playing One Move. We only have to be playing Hydra, Namiga, a Lakem Nihao as well. And with Navi obviously being in Division 2 here, they are going to get a better placement than Namiga as well as Lake of Nihao because of them now jumping up to a Division 1 slot. But it's still a lot of teams that you have to face off against with a chance to get yourself through into potentially getting to TI.
Yep, but I mean, Navi, I don't know if I could see them winning the regional qualifiers, even if these 3 teams would go directly to TI, which can happen. Most likely will not, because not all of them will be placing that high. Of course it does. Let's say if the ones that are already qualified, they get all of the big points in the major, they might still go through. So it's not out of the question, but we'll see. Though overall, remember in the last or now at the start of this game number 2, before we got into the draft, you asked me, so how the StoRm need to change? I'm like, they need a damage dealing support like a techies, and well, they literally pick a techies that should help them at least somewhat.
Yeah, this hero is still really good. The amount of damage that comes through the early lane harass that it puts out, it keeps heroes low. Means that either himself or whoever he's laning with can jump on, look to finish off the kills, burn through a lot of the opposing team's regen. Meanwhile, on the other side, though, Navi, they get themselves the Keeper of the Light and the Storm Spirit, with the Pugna being banned out here. So it's the second place, you know, battery coming through here in the Keeper of the Light for the Storm Spirit. How much do you like this combination? Do you have to just have the Keeper of the Light following the Storm Spirit around once they hit the level 6 on the Storm, and that Chakra Magic can come out?
Keeper of the Light always follows anybody because he's super fast around the map, and whoever wants to fight, he'll be there, unless like it's a core Keeper of the Light. But even then, you're just running around the map from one fight to another. So yeah, I would assume that the Storm would be his main target to refill the mana to, but there might be somebody else that will be needing the Chakra Magic for a double spell, whichever it is. But I like the Keeper of the Light overall here, because first of all, he can stop the techies mid-jump with the blinding light. It's not that hard to do actually, because you see the techies preparing for the blast off, and he's very good versus the Broodmother Spiderlings. As, again, the blinding light, it is something that's gonna allow you to save yourself when the Broodmother is trying to kill you.
Yeah, with the Keeper of the Light pickup here, yeah, I was literally just about to ask, do they have to ban the Medusa on Storm? Because both the Storm Spirit and the Medusa would benefit from that Chakra Magic, so they do remove it here. But what does that let through? Timbersaw has been banned out, Doom is still there, you've still got the Morph if you want to go that way.
10 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
Morphling is still in the pool. But versus the Brood, you usually want something that can purge off the Silken Bola, so let's say a Naga Siren comes to mind.
Okay. And we'll see what Navi want to pick up here. I mean, what have they got to ban out? I mean, Bloodseeker's kind of dropped off a little bit. Would you want to see a Bloodseeker here for Navi up against the Broodmother?
I would be okay with it, but overall, unless you have very aggressive side lanes, then no, because the Broodmother will just annoy him with the Silken Bola, and then he will be in trouble. But Navi, they go for another approach. They get the Undying versus the Brood, which is still gonna be something that should allow you to do relatively well in the lane, whatever you pick as your core, which could be a Morphling now if they want it.
Okay, and they get the Queen of Pain out as well on Storm, which we've seen absolutely dominate Storm Spirits in the mid lane. Disruptor comes out, so some good control coming out with the Kinetic Field of the Broodmother. He's not even going to need a web to have those heroes trapped in. You know, he's going to be able to pick them off inside the Kinetic Field, Static Storm. Navi, what's the response here? Because they've already picked up both supports, so is there a hero that you like coming through for the side of Navi to face up against Storm's lineup? Or a couple of heroes.
Now, immediately, the illusion-based heroes aren't that great versus the Queen of Pain. Her axe is just a little bit too powerful versus you, and deals with illusions, deals with everybody else, because the screams are going to be flying around everywhere. So now I think maybe the Morphling is the best choice, because you do have an Undying, and later on in the game, turning into the Broodmother, who's a universal hero, is quite good. But they'll... Oh, let's go. She gets a special. They go for the Weaver. This is not necessarily a great Weaver game, but I'm just so happy that we're going to be seeing him on it. When he played in Cybercats, when I first got acquainted with this player, he was picking up Weaver every single game, first pick, and teams were actually super afraid of it.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I mean, we're going back to what, pre-DPC
10
last
seconds
season,
remaining.
when it was the BTS DPC for Eastern Europe and the events before that. And yeah, he
5
was just going
seconds
straight
remaining.
power treads into Lincoln Sphere and then just running at people. And, you know, this Weaver, like you say, it's not the
Dire
strongest
team
hero in the
back.
meta at the minute, but Shigetsu, one of his signatures, really looking forward to it. And I suppose this is potentially his last chance to play it. So he's like, yeah, give me the Weaver. Give me the Weaver. I'll make this work.
Yeah, let's see just how
Navi's turn to
powerful it
bat.
actually is. And you have the Keeper of the Lights. You're gonna have the double Shikuchi in this game, which is quite nice. The double Geminate attack is also something that you should be looking at as well. So I like it. It's cool, right? As I mentioned, it's not necessarily the greatest in this game. You're versus a Disruptor. The Broodmother in the lane
10
can be
seconds
annoying to you. You
remaining.
probably won't die, but it is a question how well you will do versus the
5
Brood.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, and what have you got left to pick here on StoRm? Your carry potentially, so the Ori ban out the Faceless Void, good control on the Weaver. If you're StoRm coming up against this Weaver
Dire
into the
team
mid to late game, what do you really want to be dragging out the bag here to try and deal with this little slippery, I don't even know what kind of bug it is.
Yeah, it's a nasty one, right? You have to fight fire with fire here. That's why you picked up the Weaver into the Brood. But versus the Weaver, the Void would be the best
seconds
carry, right? Heroes that have a stun work really well versus. I wouldn't mind
5
something like a
seconds
Sven,
remaining.
or actually I wouldn't mind even an illusion-based hero for StoRm now. When I look at Navi's lineup, an illusion-based hero would actually be quite good. Like, what the hell are you gonna do versus a PL?
Well, I mean, Navi do have the final pick. Could pick up offlane wise, maybe an Axe. The Cleave coming through from. I mean, you don't really see the Magnuses anymore. So I don't know. Marcy with a Battle Fury in the offlane, maybe.
No. Yeah, the offlaners currently aren't good at dealing with illusions overall, because at least the ones that are being played mostly. But yeah, Magnus would be okay. Magnus would be okay. We see him from time to time still.
Navi's
Yeah,
turn
the
to hit.
Mars is sneaking back in there as well,
I
but it is going to be
forgot.
the Bloodseeker here now for Navi.
I completely forgot
Yeah,
that,
for StoRm.
that's a Weaver counter. That's like the biggest Weaver
yeah.
counter ever, especially if you're going for the damage items. But you mentioned the Lincoln Sphere, and I think this is gonna be the game where you definitely need it on a Weaver, not only to break the rupture,
10
but if it does
seconds
come out, so
remaining.
that you have the HP necessary to walk 1300
5
units, and then
seconds
use
remaining.
the time lapse so that you do reverse all of the damage.
Yeah, back when it was being played a little bit more, and Shigetsu was playing it as well, every other builder of the Weaver was going for the no boots straight to Fusel Blade, kind of those kind of builds, and Shigetsu was like, nope, Power Treads into Lincoln Sphere is the build. This is how he likes to play his Weaver. You know that from the get-go, so I'd expect it to be the, like I say, the Power Treads Lincoln Sphere Weaver, and this, like you said, just adds the fuel to the fire for that build.
Yep. So now you see the Seeker. You need something that's going to stop him a little bit.
Choose
And
your
you
hero.
mentioned the Axe versus a illusion-based hero, but in this game for Navi, I don't see Axe as a particularly awesome pick. It's good versus the Brood if you catch him with the Spiderlings, but that's almost never gonna happen. But for me, when I look at Navi's lineup, they're all over the place. If there's a game that StoRm are gonna win, it has to be this one.
Yeah, I don't mind the Axe because obviously Krilliat doesn't get the heal until he kills the hero coming off the regen. And I've seen it so many times where the Bloodseeker's just laying out at about 60, 70 health and you're thinking, come on, one more right click and he's got like a butterfly or something. You can't finish your kill. And now, you know, Axe just comes along, chops him down where he stands. Or you might still see some more kill secures on the Bloodseeker that way. But yeah, no, for the most part, I don't mind that Axe. But like it was more when you were saying the, you know, the Naga Sirens and the Phantom Lancers to come out. Don't mind it against the Bloodseeker, but I don't actually know what I would have preferred anyway, so I can't really criticize it because I can't come up with anything better.
It's okay, because the Axe can threaten your life in lane, right? It's very hard to commit onto this hero, and he kills the creeps before you kill your creeps, and that is very annoying to the Seeker, because the Seeker likes to be able to outpush the lane with the Blood Right and then smash the Axe a little bit. But with the Axe being able to push in the lane and having the Keeper of Light, that's gonna help in that one as well, quite handily as well. So it's gonna be tough for the Seeker to do what he wants to do, and that is pressure the offlaner.
Yep, and we'll find out how exactly it's going to go in game number 2. But first, before we get into it, a quick word from our sponsors over at EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Somebody stop me!
So, is that a mask voice line? It is. I've never heard that one before.
Which one?
Somebody Stop Me. From the original Mask movie with Jim Carrey. Yeah. Anyway, the proper intro. We are going to be getting ourselves into game number 2 of NAVI versus StoRm, and we'll find out whether StoRm are going to be able to push it to a third game, or NAVI I think through the DPC Tour 3 mostly clean here. Only a little bit of dirt with that one loss, and I keep mentioning it because after NAVI going pretty much lossless, that is such an impressive feat, even to just take a game off them from NAVI Junior. Like I say, maybe some inside information going there, some cross scrims, some training, but still, NAVI looking incredibly strong, and StoRm, do they have it in them to push it to a game number 3?
Now you've got me thinking about the mask thing, and I don't know if it's coming in from the movie first or from like the comic animated series or whatever. Like I'm now confused, Rob. Why did you do this? I need to be analyzing the game.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. You can stick the mask on in the background, though you only have one monitor, right? So you don't have to listen to it.
I have to.
Oh, you have 2 now?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Good stuff. Seneko going to be chased down. A lot of damage coming through here. Danielle's actually going for the blinding light, so no illuminate to come through here. Seneko, he's still going to get pretty low, and Danielle, he might actually be the one to go down here. Blood grenade does come through. It connects as well. He's going to be slowed down. Sounds. Can he get himself away? He is trying. 320 movement speed here. Does he deny himself to the tower? He's not even going to step up onto it. He's going to be in vision, though. So the Thunder Strike comes out from Seneko. He's wasting so much time, though.
He's alive on Danielle. He's not going to be going down 100%. Or is he going to run into the tower?
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't even give up the first blood gold, right? He gives up like 300-ish gold to the 2 supports. Quick respawn as well, so it's quicker than having to go back to base, regen up, and then walk yourself back to the lane.
Yeah, you have to do it because the disruptor that started off with the Thunder Strike is coming over to annoy your axe, and if you come to the lane very low HP, then either you're wasting gold on a salve, or once the secret gets level 2, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. The Seeker's starting off with the Blood Right here. Do you think he has the control to mess with the axe in this lane with the Blood Right, with the glimpse coming out as well, or is he just purely going to be a zoning tool?
Well, you know, the glimpse Blood Right is something that you can definitely use. And speaking about using Melody, he tried to
He doesn't. Yeah, Dominic actually gets it. She gets it. She's going to get both. And Marty lives. He lives. He's going to be seen, denies himself to the tower. Any XP there as well will just be gold, but Shigetsu gets a double out of that right out of the bat. It's going to be the Falcon's Blade, and then I assume into the Power Jets, because Falcon's Blade wasn't a thing last time Shigetsu was going mental on this hero.
Oh, that's so bad. This is the thing, when you get so low in HP because of the decay, and then the damage from the Weaver, it didn't look like it's gonna be even close at killing the Broodmother, and he just takes away 1/10 of his HP with one right click. It's insane.
Yeah, and the Broods, I mean, the Silken Ball, you can just Sakuchi away from it. The Insatiable Hunger comes out, you Sakuchi away from it. Techies doesn't have that much control because the Blast Off is, you know, like you talked about in the draft, it's a big wind-up. So really, Shigetsu, I mean, it's going to be on cooldown now, so the chase does come through. Trying to, again, make a fool out of me as the caster. But yeah, Shigetsu in this lane, it should be way more secure than playing a melee hero into the Brood. And how now, if you're StoRm, do you try and deal with this Weaver while he's 2 kills up?
You need to play this lane slowly, like versus an Undying Weaver. Just play it slowly, do not rush. It's gonna be fine, even if you let the Weaver farm a little bit early on. But if you continue to play like that and give a couple of more kills, then you're gonna be screwed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see how it's going to build here. Malik is trying to cut this creep wave behind the tier 1 tower, putting some pressure onto Kruliat, but again, Kruliat has the thirst, so he's going to get the heals from this one. It looks like the axe going into the Vanguard now as well, and I assume in this, I know it's rare nowadays, but I assume that's going to be a full Crimson Guard at some point for the axe.
I doubt it for the axe though, right?
Really?
Maybe at some point, but you would... It's gotta be a Blink, a BKB, so many items before he even considers it.
Yeah, like not right off the bat. Like I'm not expecting him to rush it, but like yeah, Blink, Blade Mail, BKB, those sort of items. But at some point, I do because I mean, Axe doesn't really split up the Vanguard to build him into anything unless I mean, does he want to go into a pipe at some point in this game?
Maybe. Though Malik, he would like to go to the base, but not with a one-way ticket like this.
No, the damage coming through, it is going to be enough, and Seneko does get the kill here. And yeah, being glimpsed right back into the Blood Right was just enough that he couldn't get off any spells, and then the Bloodseeker just chases him down, right-clicks him to death.
You thought you had me, didn't you?
It is what it is. I'm liking what Nicky Cool just managed to do. Even though he's losing the mid lane in terms of CS, he forced the Storm out whilst the creeps are under the tower, which is pretty big.
Yep. Meanwhile, back on the top lane, Daniel could be in trouble. There is going to be the kinetic field coming out into the Blood Right, and this Keeper of the Light should go down. Chase, is it going to be enough? Yeah, you've got the high five. You don't throw the high five out unless you're absolutely confident here. Meanwhile, Seneko on the backlines, though, might go down to the Axe. Going to be the glimpse back, and he's, well, yeah, fine might be a stretch, but he's still alive. He might even get a courier from this now as well. Tier 1 tower. Well, he gives some gold over to Malik, but all these supports in the minute just deny themselves to the tower.
Yeah, after they accomplish as much as they can with the resources they have, then you have nothing else to live for, and you know there's no retirement in Dota.
No, it's yeah, you win or your ancient explodes. It's like a little bit of a better Game of Thrones. Well, depending on which team you're in, because some endings, you know, ain't as good. You prefer the Game of Thrones ending, even with how bad that was.
Okay, if you say so. The Storm is in trouble.
Well, you don't want to be on the losing team, right? That's not a good ending for you. Meanwhile, yeah, like say Meljul in the mid lane, looks like they're going to be able to kill Storm Spirit, will go down. Nicky Cool Glimpse comes out as well. Daniel trying to get the Prounce away on the pony, and it looks like he will. A unicorn? It's got wings though. It's Pegasus.
Pegasus?
Does it have a horn?
No. Does the Pegasus have corn? No.
Nope, just a Pegasus. Okay.
Pegasus, yeah, okay.
See, I saw the staff and I was like, is that a horn? Because it was just bouncing around at the right angle. I was like, mix between a Pegasus and a unicorn, but okay, it's just wings.
Overall, though, he did try to deny the Storm there because the Shadow Strike was applied. Didn't manage to do so. He did his best there to save the Storm and then in the end be the one that kills him. But in the end, nothing works out. He even used the Blinding Light quite nicely to stop the blast off.
Yeah. But how many times have we seen this in the lane when Storm Spirit gets a good start coming through with the static remnants as well as the Overload, gets a lot of farm early on, and then the Queen of Pain gets a few levels in, the Shadow Strike comes out, and all of a sudden this Storm, it's pretty much, well, it's not unlaneable, but it's just suffering here, which the Queen of Pain probably enjoys for the Storm Spirit, but Storm Spirit probably not so much.
Yep. So Navi are still 1k gold ahead. Their lanes went really well. In every single lane, they are winning in terms of CS. Does that will transfer into the network as well? Storm with that one that he's going to be behind the Queen of Pain, but once he gets 6th, it's going to be fine for him.
Dominic on the bottom lane here, he's going to have to back himself away. Pops that Insatiable Hunger. Shigetsu didn't want to dive underneath. Meanwhile, on the top lane, the Ruptures are going to come through to Malik. Glimpse comes out now as well. They have the Blood Right. He's going to try and go away from the TP, so I'll keep you informed on how that one goes. He completes the TP. He will be away, as it looks like Shigetsu does actually want to chase between the Tier 1 and the Tier 2. And now, he's going for that Techies. The Techies pretty low. Dominic coming back through now as well. Has that Insatiable Hunger on cooldown for the Broodmother for the next 7 seconds. And we'll see. I mean, this is going to be a push up here for the Wisdom Rune now as well. The Shigetsu is joining, but Nicky Cool blinks himself in. The blast off, it won't connect Nicky Cool. He's going to be able to bottle this Wisdom Rune. It's going to take it away from one of the supports. Maloney, though, he's going to be able to get a TP back to base. This is, well, the glimpse going to be there, but does he have? He doesn't have that time lapse to come out.
He's going to have it.
Shigetsu. Oh, no way. What?
He just got the level.
Where from? I mean, he still goes down, but
yeah, who the hell died?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Where did he get the XP? What? What?
Wisdom Rune was picked up? No way that he was the lowest in terms of experience.
No.
Oh, there were spiders maybe that died. No, he was level 6.
Oh, spiders. Of course.
No, he wasn't level 6. No spiders.
No spiders. Of course. I don't know, dude. I do not know. Meanwhile, it looks like, I mean, Meljul, he's going to be that 6 now. Does he get himself in and out? Snako, he's completely out of mana now as well. Nicky Cool's already used the Sonic Wave as well, so they're going to be able to get the Vortex drag back. Nicky Cool has that blink to the high ground. Malady is waiting. Tombstone has already been dropped, so it will be on cooldown here. And they're going to be able to get this push in onto well, pretty much nothing, in fact, because there's still going to be a scream, there's going to still be sticky bombs coming through, so the creeps move up, and then they straight away, they just get taken care of.
Okay, I know where he got the levels from. We're just freaking noobs. He killed the techies. We are noobs. He died, the techies died probably from the swarm while he was running away, and then he got the level from it.
Okay, now that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, so we learned something new today, Rob. When you kill an enemy hero, you get experience.
Yeah, no, and well, they're going to get some experience here for getting the kill onto Malady. It's going to be 3 heroes around. She gets who rotates in. Won't be able to help out his teammate, but there will be a rotation. Did they get the kill into the Queen of Pain? Queen will be cleaned up here. So I'm going to go through, and it looks like, well, for the first time, not the first time because he got a kill on the lane, but I will see this time she gets who gets the kill onto 1J on that techies. I am due for a new subscription as well, so, you know, maybe just the glasses, I just didn't see it. I have an excuse. What's your excuse, Harry?
I was so pulled in by your amazing play-by-play. They just got it excited, flapping my hands, and I couldn't really get a read on the game, so I was just listening to what you were saying. StoRm is jumping into Dominic.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get this kill. There is going to be twin coming up through now. Krilllia's going to be able to get the rupture out to the Weaver. The Weaver is going to be able to get the kill on Dominic first. Does he even get the kill? Krilllia, he's getting really darn low for this. StoRm he was trying to save his life. The damage is going to come through now. Krilllia trying to get himself away, but Malady with the blood grenade, he will be able to get that last kill. I thought the Bloodseeker would have loved a blood grenade, but it in turn turns out that he does not. Keep it light though, these stacks will be seen here. In fact, these stacks getting involved in the fight as well. Techies getting a bit of a punch coming through from the Ancients. Nicky Cole going to try and do what he can. Blade Mail's available, the call comes through. Sonic Wave will be popped. Malik just shrugs it off. He's like, I don't care. So Blade Mail's going to be there now as well. Damage coming through. Does he get the jump? He's already used that Berserker's call.
StoRm coming!
How big of a zip zap does he have though? He's completely out of mana. Has that regen room, but it's not kicking in quick enough. 1J, Sticky Bomb's going to be there, so he's going to go for the bigger dive now as well. Do they get the kill? That regen room's still going. The Vortex comes out, and 1J goes back in the box.
Oh, I really like that Sonic Wave of the Queen of Pain. If he didn't use it, he would have gotten called next to so many creeps, and that would have gone badly for Nicky Cole. I don't know if he dies, but he would be in a world of pain.
I mean, Queen of Pain would have loved that, I'm pretty sure. Or is it just other people's pain? Just full-on sadist here, the hero.
I would assume that she's into some fun stuff as well, but that could be too much.
Yeah, just in a private time, not when she's working here like this in a game like this. And yeah, Queen of Pain. I mean, she's gonna be now behind the Storm Strike because the Storm Strike came in, got these stacks through on the Ancients, got most of the stacks at least. You know, there's a couple left. As top lane, it looks like Malik coming through, just trying to chase down onto the techies. Will be able to get himself away. How far away from his... Could he go for phase boots, in fact, before... No, he's got the goal for the phase boots. It is going to be the blink first for the axe, it looks like.
Axe is so freaking farmed, Rob. Like, look at his items. Look at his net worth. Nobody comes even close. He crushed the lane. He got a couple of kills as well. One of those was being with the Culling Blade. And this is just... He's so hard to deal with.
Yep. Blinding Light comes out. There is going to be Lunate, and Daniel gets the clean up here onto Suneko. After the Storm Spirit did most of the heavy lifting, jumping in. The Glimpse comes through. And Storm, he wasn't able to group up back in time. But yeah, no, like you say, this axe, he's absolutely massive. He might be able to get the kill into the techies. Didn't even need to put that might. Will be able to get the kill into the techies. His next charge of the cold armor coming through here for the axe.
And there, the blink is pretty much done. He needs 100 gold, which means that once the Warpine Raiders die, he's gonna have it. And StoRm now, they're just thinking how to survive against anyone on the enemy side, actually, because every single hero of Navi, especially their cores, is a murderer.
And we're going to see what looks like a 3-man group up onto Malik, but Malik starts to back himself away. Techies showed a little bit early on. The Queen of Pain was rotating around as well, but you forced out 2 rotations from the cores of the side of StoRm. This is such a big opening here for the side of Navi, and Malik doesn't even get punished for it.
Yep, no punish for him. The thing is that Techies is not level 6. That's the biggest problem. Yeah. So even if you would use the Static Storm on the axe, it is a question if he would die.
Okay. Well, we are going to see a 3-man smoke StoRm. Moving to the bottom lane. Scan comes out, though. Navi, they had that timing, they had the knowledge. They have the Spidey senses tingling, which is surprising because the Brood is on the other side. And if you're moving into this one now, the Axe moves through. You don't still take this fight if you're StoRm, right? They've got to move themselves
It's
back.
no surprise, Rob. The spider bit Navi, so now they have the spider senses.
Dire's bottom tower
This is true. Yeah, this is true. And as they push in Navi onto this tier 1 tower, yeah, StoRm won't contest. So, I mean, you were talking about it, but StoRm, what really can they do in this game?
With the Bloodseeker, it's very hard to come back into the game. So, oh, Broodmother is going for the Guardian Reeves. Okay.
Do not like this one bit.
No. So, okay, Queen of Pain in this kind of scenario, go Ags. You have heroes that do damage, but you're missing on the damage. You have to go all in, because heroes on the side of Navi, they need to die during the Static Storm. That's just what your team does. You're good at teamfights, you're good at killing people. You need to utilize that fully.
Well, we'll see if this fight, which way it's going to go, because Malik isn't here, but neither is the Bloodseeker or the Queen of Pain. There's going to be diving now as well. Tombstone goes down, Static Storm's going to be there. Rupture comes out into the Storm threat. StoRm, he's just going to have to turn and fight. Blast off will be there. They have the damage to get to kill into Melajul, though. And now 1J is going to be bounced around by that blinding light. Chased down onto Daniel. Going to get himself away. Dominic's going to be chasing as well. That just absolutely creepy spider. And we'll see if they want to come through, because I mean the swarm will come out now. Malik wants to go for that dive, has that glimpse, but there is going to be the call, and then the glimpse back. The Axe gets one onto Krilliat. Seneko gets taken down by Daniel. 1J is pretty low now as well. The urn will come through, and 1J looks like he might tick down slowly but surely. Daniel gets himself a double kill. Sonic Wave to finish off Malady, but that is a Sonic Wave committed, and the Axe jumps in. Will be able to get himself in there. No blade mail for the next 8 seconds though, so the Queen of Pain, well, he's not going to be in too much pain as Malik looks for that TP out. Shigetsu, does he want to carry on going? The Brood just moving through, trying to chase down onto the Cupid of the Light, but you've still got Shigetsu with the damage. He's got himself that Maelstrom, and Dominic has to now move himself away. The right click damage coming through the Illuminate. Is it going to connect? It won't, but still, the Broodmother has to leave now. Daniel, he's going to be trying to do the same. Will it be enough? It will. He is straight up okay.
Yeah, blinding light helping him get away from the Queen of Pain there. She just couldn't get the hits in, and the Scream of Pain was on cooldown for a little bit longer. You can see the StoRm, they understand there, we have to fight. This is what their lineup does. It's about fighting. They're not about split pushing, they're not about pickoffs, they're about finding a hero at the start of the fight and destroying him. And you have to utilize that part of your lineup. If you don't, if you can't, that means at that point you're already lost.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't a bad fight there coming out for StoRm initially, but once that Axe joins the fray, like I say, I mean, they got the early kill onto the Storms for it, but Malik, he is the true carry, it seems like, at the minute. He's got those phase boots out. He's got himself, what, 4 armor from the Culling Blade. He is wanting more. His Axe is thirsty for kills, and Nicky Cool, well, he actually blinks himself into Malady now as well. The Soulbind will be here, and the Axe jumps in, the call comes through. There is going to be the Static Storm, so he's not going to be able to get full with the Culling Blades, but he still gets the kill onto Nicky Cool.
The blade mail was active, and he was very low already on the Queen of Pain, so there was absolutely no chance of you surviving that one. It just looks easy now for Navi to do whatever they want.
Yep, and they're going to be able to get the kill. Dominic, he pops though, that mech still goes down, you know, but if you'd have had maybe something like an Orchid or something, maybe you're going to be able to turn it, well, not onto both the StoRm and the Weaver. Daniel at least will go down, maybe there's a consolation prize here, sized up. Daniel, though, he's pretty fast. The tower is going to split the gold between the 3 heroes.
He's just not allowing them to kill him. He denied himself to a tier 2 at the start. He denied himself to the Ancients earlier. Now he denies himself to a tier 2 on the other lane. It's just, he's just making it look easy.
Yep, jump comes in. Really good Vortex to set up for, again, the Axe to jump in. This time you will be able to get the Culling Blade off. Those Techie Mines, well, the Undying, he's not going to be too bothered because he's not being shot in the head. Just time extremities blown off. And you know, zombies, they don't mind that.
I mean, it's still gonna slow you down, right, if you don't have your leg or something, but yeah, zombies are already super slow.
I mean, it depends what kind of film you're watching, because I've seen some of them, they just, like, they crawl faster on the hands than they do on the legs. Is it gonna be able to get the kill, Techies? Melajul with a jump in, straight up kill, and this Bloodseeker pickup, as fun as it looked in the draft here, just does not seem to be paying off now for the side of StoRm.
They're going for Dominic, he misses the call, but doesn't matter.
Yeah, I look, he disappears, and Navi are just roaming as 5. Why not? 10k net worth lead at 17 minutes. You've got a 22 kills to 11. At any point, do Navi even need to split up anymore, or is this just 5-man death ball coming out from the side of Navi?
They can split up because they are very mobile. Weaver, StoRm, they don't really care. They can get on top of the enemy super fast.
Yeah, okay. Seneko is going to be coming in, and what items comes coming back? Let's see if they're going to be able to get this kill here. Marty's pretty darn tanky here for an Undying. They might still be able to get the kill. Sticky Bomb won't connect. You have to pop the Sonic Wave. He's still not dead. Blast off. It will finish the job. And now 1J comes in. But Melajul, there will be the taser. He won't be able to go for any more. The call comes through. Colin Blade cancelled. But that's going to try and protect the techies. He walks himself out. The connected field wasn't here. Axe is going to be able to back himself away. Just waits for the effect to wear off. He's got that Blink Dagger coming for 5 seconds. He's got that call back off cooldown now as well to jump in. Oh, this is a terrible place to be fighting as well because you are grouped up on the side of StoRm. Axe, he is salivating at the try and jump in here. He gets the double call. He's going to be able to get the Colin Blade off to 1. Do you get the kill onto the Broodmother now as well? Brood's going to try and pop those, the mechanism, get himself away to the high ground, but Marquis is still chasing. Dominic's trying to do his best. The call comes through. Shigetsu will be able to get the kill.
Yeah, Axe is just around there in the fight screaming, fight me, fight me. And StoRm, now they're done, so they don't want to be doing it.
No. And 18 minutes, 19 minutes, and 11k net worthy. What's the next big objective here for them?
Dire's middle tower is under
Their
attack.
lineup works in a way that you just want to go for kills. You don't really want to stand and fight the tower. You just want to crush them over and over again. And once their spirits do crumble, then maybe you can push the towers.
Well, someone else might be crumbling here. The Bloodseeker gets caught out. Solarbind slows him down. Doesn't have a BKB. He was getting close to it, but now we'll be about 500 gold away. They are diving tier 3 towers, and all I can do is sit and watch, the same as StoRm. And yeah, they go right into the tier 4s, get the kill onto both supports, and now we'll be able to back themselves away. I mean, it's not even like they can push onto the tier 2 because the creeps are still in the middle, and there's going to be the jumping Axe. He catches out onto the Queen of Pain. Queen, is this going to be enough damage here? Queen of Pain has that blink, it looks like, and should be, again, well, not dead, which is probably the most beneficial thing I can say. Maybe not. Malik sees it, but wasn't able to get off the call.
Does have the 2 components that make you tankier from the Aghanim Scepter, so that's why he can live through it. The Axe can't kill him solo. He's still going to be needing some extra damage to finish off Nikki Cool, who will be finishing off the Aghanim Scepter. So StoRm, probably with that item, they're going to be trying to go for a fight, especially with the Bloodseeker BKB coming as well. And then if that doesn't work, it might be GG time for them.
Yeah, some good times coming out here. Would you rather see Navi, though, like, speaking about objectives, maybe back themselves up with these items coming out, get themselves into the Roche Pit, just get that extra life going?
You could, you don't have to. The thing is that StoRm now are going to be the team searching for a team fight, right? The Navi are completely fine if they give a hero or 2 for a team fight spell of StoRm, because then they know for the next 2 minutes or so they're going to be able to do whatever the hell they want.
Okay. And the Weaver actually didn't go in for boots, but did go in for the Lincoln Sphere here. So has that protection against the Rupture. What breaks it? Glimpse.
Dire's
The Silken Bola, the Stone Spiderlings.
Well, I mean, it depends if they're going to be alive here now as well. The BKB is going to be forced out defensively from Krillia, and does he actually have enough to go through here? Storm Spirit, that's Storm. Oh, they're going to be able to get the kill. Really nice couple of kills there, especially onto the Storm Spirit. The amount of gold he just gave away, nearly 1,100 gold there.
StoRm need more. If they don't get more now, the second that Navi are alive, they're going to go for Roche, because they're going to know there's absolutely no way that StoRm are going to be able to fight it without the Static Storm.
Well, we'll see what they're going to do. Shigetsu just keeps pushing on the spawn lane, going over towards the Wisdom Rune. It is mined up, but Shigetsu, he doesn't care. He's got himself the time-lapse. Will be able to get himself right back healthy. The call comes in onto the Disruptor. I mean, the Disruptor's done his job, but still, Malik will be able to get the kill. Silence comes out now as well, and Malik's going to pop that BKB. Is he going to be able to do him damage? There's going to be a call in 2 seconds, trying to chase down into the Bloodseeker. The Bloodseeker is mighty fast, but there is going to be the zombies chasing him. They call him Blade. Yup. And the TP will not save him. The vision coming through from the zombies, from the chase down, the swarm being out there as well. Bloodseeker, no way he gets himself out. Absolutely no way.
Okay, so...
Oh, and now they're even going to be able to get the dive onto Dominic. Dominic's trying to get these 2 bouncy runes, but it's just not going to be enough. He will go down, and it won't be to the neutral side.
And Malik got another one there with the Culling Blade. Finished off the techies who was running away. So you mentioned in the last game that you didn't really like the Enigma as a hero. I'm sensing that you love the Axe. Like, everybody loves the Axe, because when he starts dunking on people, it just looks way too awesome. And there it is, Navi. They just go into the pit. StoRm, they forced it out the fight. The thing is, though, they do have a static StoRm. So if they want to, they should be going for this, or if they can get there in time, they should be going for this fight in the Roche Pit, because if they don't, versus the Aegis, well, good luck winning fights.
Yeah, and we'll see how quickly Navi are going to be able to get through it. And yes, I absolutely adore the Axe as a hero. Again, I love those kind of like lane bully heroes that come out, and then all you need is a blink dagger and a blade mail, and it's like, right, for the next 40 odd minutes, I'm going to be doing nothing but looking to roam, gank, and fight. And it's just, you can see it here in this act here from Malik. You know, he knows his power spikes, he knows his timings, and he's going to be rocking, what's the cold armor? 18 cold armor. And this is going to be, you know, the more Cullen Blades he gets, the harder it is for the Bloodseeker to get through it.
They smoked under Vision Storm, so Navi knows about this, and they just don't care. Like, oh, you're going to fight us, no problem. We have an Aegis and you don't.
Yep, backlines to get the jump in onto Queen Pain. Great bait mate here. Nicky Cole's going to be able to get the blink away though. There's going to be the rupture coming through onto Malik. Malik, he has to stand his ground for a little bit. He's out of this fight, and you can tell he is furious about this one. Moves himself away from the blood right. Nicky Cole might still go down here. Stormstorm going to try and go for the jump in. Over the Baron though, it's going to be the BKB. It doesn't matter because Queen Pain doesn't have one. Nicky Cole will go down. Meljo gets a kill. Now Malik, he wants to get in for his revenge. The Cole comes out, the Cullen Blade. It won't get the kill onto Krill yet. That BKB still going now as well. Again, still furious that he was forced to stand still for a little bit. He just chases on, and GG is going to be called.
I really like that the Seeker stopped there. I don't know if he knew that the throne was going to explode, but you do see those seconds when you've called GG and the Cullen Blade doesn't come through. Either way, Navi in this series, they definitely solidify what we already knew, that they are absolutely 100% the best team here in Division 2. Nobody can threaten them in any way, even when you win the laning phase versus them, even when you start going super aggressively on them, even when you're super strong, they will find a way to find a dent in your armor, exploit it. But if on the other hand you are on the back foot, then you really stand no chance.
Yeah. And yeah, no, like you say, they are just the best team at taking over games. I'm kind of glad that when the drop down from Division 1 came for Navi, you know, they didn't split up as a team. They kept themselves together mostly. They've worked on it. You know, you can see the improvements coming through here. They look really comfortable as a unit, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this team can do for the rest of the year. You know, we won't get the next season until probably November, December, with it being an October TI. But or maybe, no, it's even going to be January, because we started in January this year as well, didn't we? So, but plenty of third-party tournaments to come up, you know, plenty of time for them to improve even more. Like I said, regional qualifiers, so a chance for them to impress there. But Navi, they finish here in tour number 3, 7-0, and was it 14-1 in terms of games won and lost? That is absolutely ridiculous here for Navi. And this is the closest I've seen to getting a clean sweep coming out. So, Harry, thoughts before we look to the end of the broadcast?
Navi, definitely uncontested. The only thing that we are looking at for right now is the guys in the middle, from spot number 3 to spot number 6. We know who was eliminated, we know who is going through to Division 1, and we only need to find out how the money will be distributed in the middle of the pack. And that's a lot of money to be distributed, so teams are going to be fighting like hell for that in tomorrow's games, and of course the tiebreakers that are going to be happening on the 28th.
Yeah, and that is it for now, guys, for today. It's it for me as well in Tour 3, and for the DPC as a whole. Harry, I know you have one more day to go. Guys, if you want to support us, you can follow us. Our names are on the screen there. You know, go to Twitter. You can give us a follow there. And we are thankful for every single one of you that have tuned in to enjoy the Eastern European Division with us. Harry, I know you're going to be given a proper send-off tomorrow, but thank you very much for casting with me for the past, putting up with me for the last 6 months or so. I really enjoyed it, and hopefully we get to do more in the near future.
It was a pleasure, and I'm gonna be shedding tears only when we go off camera or up, so the viewers don't see it.
Fair enough, fair enough. Thank you everyone once again for tuning in. That is going to be it for today, but Hurry Freak will be back with the final 2 series tomorrow to enjoy the last of the Eastern European Division 3 tour, the official season, and then on to tiebreakers. But again, thank you for now. That is going to be me done, and goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow.